Thank
Good
you.
evening. I'm Rich Rosenthal from North Jersey Civil War Roundtable. Before every meeting, give an opportunity to Civil War Roundtable historical group to just speak about 10 minutes before our meeting starts. It's on their own. They tell. One of the people we've already had Inland Empire from California. Uh, we had Barry Crompton speaking from Australia about his group. Um, and today we have Janet Whaley from the Pasadena Civil War Roundtable. I don't know anything, but you're on to introduce yourself. You're on.
Wonderful. Well, I guess I'm supposed to share my screen as well. So I will do that. There we go. I am Janet Whaley, and I am the treasurer and program chair for the Pasadena Civil War Roundtable, and I've been a member for over 30 years. And I appreciate the opportunity to tell you a little bit about the history of our particular roundtable. Oops. We were founded during the Civil War centennial period in 1961, but we went dark for a period in the 1970s. And after being revived in the 1980s, we've been in continuous operations ever since for 4 years. The West Coast Civil War Roundtable Conference was begun by Jerry Russell of the Civil War Roundtable Associates in 1985 to bring together roundtable leaders from the Western states who don't often get the benefit of the nice conferences that are offered on the East Coast. Our roundtable hosted this weekend conference in 2003, which had 80 attendees from 13 Civil War Roundtable groups. And we co-hosted the conference again with the Orange County Civil War Roundtable in 2016, where we had 100 attendees. Meeting places are often a challenge for Civil War roundtables, and we have been very lucky to have had free and low-cost meeting spaces in the Pasadena Public Library for over 30 years. It has a system of 9 branches around the city, but our meeting attendance has outgrown 4 of these branch locations. And so we had a lovely meeting place in the auditorium facilities of the historic Pasadena Central Library for several years. That's the photo on the left of your screen. However, during the pandemic, the Central Library underwent some renovations where it was discovered that the building's 1925 construction was not up to current day seismic standards. So it's now undergoing a multi-year earthquake retrofit estimated to cost $195 million. So we are now meeting at the Blinn House, which is the image on the right of your screen. And that is the headquarters of Pasadena Heritage. After many years, we had an infusion of new blood on our board of directors, and with that came new ideas and innovations to make our roundtable more sustainable. We changed our name from the San Gabriel Valley Civil War Roundtable to the Pasadena Civil War Roundtable. And while the San Gabriel Valley name implied that we encompassed more territory, the Pasadena name was much more identifiable. In 2013, we revamped our website, which is now the most important publicity tool we have. Using the backdrop image of the Gettysburg cyclorama painting, the new website allowed an ease of maintenance where several of our leaders could be trained to make updates to it. And it also facilitated the various tabs for information and a capacity for expansion. In 2013, we also began using PayPal to facilitate payment of membership dues and donations. There was some initial reluctance to paying online in 2013. However, we now collect 50% of our dues and donations via PayPal. We also found that when people pay by credit card, they are liable to make larger donations. And thanks to Kurt DeSoto of the Civil War Roundtable of Washington, D.C., he shared with us the feature of PayPal's nonprofit fee rates for 501c3 organizations, and we are now able to take advantage of those lower online fees. As we began collecting more and more donations in 2015, our board decided to start a patron program, which would fund a new speakers fund. So anyone who donates over and above the amount of their membership dues is recognized as a patron on our website. And those monies are designated to pay for travel expenses for nationally known speakers who elevate the caliber of the programs we offer every month. With the growth of our Civil War Roundtable, we decided to formalize our operations, file articles of incorporation and bylaws with the California Secretary of State, and apply to the Internal Revenue Service for nonprofit status as a 501c3 organization. And in 2017, this was granted by the IRS, and that allows our members and donors to take a tax deduction for their contributions and it will also allow us to apply for grant funding for specialized programs in the future. As it hit the entire world in 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic had a major impact on our Civil War Roundtable, but it did not succeed in stopping our monthly meetings. One of our members graciously offered to host our meetings on GoToMeeting and then Zoom, which allowed us to have recordings of our presentations. And our last in-person meeting was in February 2020, and we were able to begin virtual meetings in April of 2020, so we only missed a month. Although our generous member probably never thought that those would go on so long, we were able to offer our members 25 months of online presentations during the time we were not able to meet in person. With those recordings, we were able to start our YouTube channel in April 2022 and offer a robust library of presentations. This allowed us the unexpected gift of gaining memberships from out-of-the-area supporters. And we thought this was a passing trend of the pandemic, but most of those long-distance members have continued to renew their memberships because they can still enjoy our presentations online and they still wish to support that effort. As the pandemic restrictions eased, we were faced with a new problem, finding an in-person location to meet. And due to their ongoing constructions, we wouldn't be able to meet at the Pasadena Library for a number of years. After much searching, we were able to enter into a partnership with Pasadena Heritage to meet at their historic headquarters, the 1905 Blinn House. This facility has all the things we need to hold up to 100 guests, including PowerPoint projector, screen, audio system speakers, and best of all in Southern California, free parking. While the price tag is considerably higher than it was for the $40 a month we paid at the library, we gain the comfort of knowing that we are helping the cause of historic preservation in Pasadena with this partnership. And we resumed our in-person meetings here in June of 2022. Our next challenge was to find a way to continue recording our meeting presentations so that they could be posted to our YouTube channel and we could have something to offer our members who could not attend in person. And after several months, we had 2 members volunteer to take this on for our roundtable, and we were able to resume recording meetings in January of 2023. I'm certain that we've been able to retain many of our out-of-town members because we continue to be able to offer this added benefit. Did most people clean out their homes and garages and closets during the pandemic? Because during those months, we received many calls to take donations of Civil War books. We took these on, not anticipating how long we would be away from in-person meetings where they could be auctioned off for battlefield preservation causes. But after resuming those in-person meetings, we decided to devote one meeting to hosting a member of the Board of Trustees from the American Battlefield Trust, who is a frequent beneficiary of our book auction donations. And he shared with us how they use our consistent donations. Half of the meeting was devoted to this speaker, and half was our big book bonanza sale to try and get this burgeoning book inventory out of our members' garages. Unfortunately, it didn't make much of a dent in the inventory, so in September 2023, we held a Civil War book sale at a local Civil War reenactment. We plan to do a repeat of this sale in September of this year, and perhaps someday we'll have a manageable amount of books on hand again, as these monthly book auctions usually garner $50 to $100 each month for Civil War preservation causes. With the ever-increasing postage and printing costs, and thankfully an increasing membership, our board took a hard look at the hard copy mailed newsletter we've been publishing for the last 30 years. Using the MailChimp online application for our membership database, we were also able to utilize this application to create a digital newsletter, which would not be limited to the one-page format we had been using. We could also feature photos and illustrations in addition to linking to longer articles and book reviews. And in March 2024, we published our first issue, which is a perk sent only to our paid members. We continue to spread our Civil War Roundtable message through social media with regular postings on Facebook, where we have 2,400 followers. And we recently added postings to X and Twitter and Instagram to continue to promote our Civil War and Civil War Roundtable meetings. So I want to thank you for your interest in the Pasadena Civil War Roundtable, and I invite you to check out our website, PasadenaCWRT.org, and our various social media outlets, and to be added to our mailing list free of charge, and be notified of our upcoming meetings and topics and speakers, which you can then watch on our YouTube channel later. Just drop us a line at PasadenaCWRT@gmail.com. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. That was the best presentation we've had of any group